But thanks be to God that I don't go again. And that is none other than the cinema, the theater. For God showed me that if I can't go a place that I can offer up a prayer, or His protection is not there, well then I shouldn't go at all. Because if I were to die in that place, I will be lost. There's no doubt about it. Right? So let me read something from it. It says, the theater, the hotbed of immorality. Among the most dangerous resorts for pleasure is the theater. Instead of being a school for morality and virtue, as is so often claimed, it is the very hotbed of immorality. Vicious habits and sinful propensities are strengthened and confirmed by these entertainments. Low songs, lewd gestures, right? Lewd gestures, expressions and attitudes deprave the imagination and debase the moral. Every youth who habitually attends such exhibitions will be corrupted in principle. There is no influence in our land more powerful to poison the imagination, to destroy religious impressions, and to blunt the relish for the tranquil pleasures and sober realities of life than theatrical amusements. The love for these scenes increases with every indulgence, as the desire for intoxicating drink strengthens with its use. The only safe course is to shun the theater, the circus, and every other questionable place of amusement. Right, so these are just some things to consider, brethren. If you call yourself a Christian, if you are the light of the world, as God says we are, well then, brethren, we're going to shun every presence of these things. We are not to go. Now, this is not a command, At the end of the day, we all have a choice. But the thing about it is, you know what probably gets most young people and youths, and they probably say, well, if I become a Christian, or if I give up these things, what am I to do? I beseech you, fall in love with Christ. And when you fall in love with Christ, brethren, just having Christ in your life, His guidance guiding you to do right. Brethren, he will allow you to hate the things that you formerly love and love the things that you formerly hate. Right? And there will be no question as to, okay, should I really give up this or that? Should I? Christ made the ultimate sacrifice. So I will just leave you with this verse from Acts chapter 10. Acts chapter 10, right? Right? It says, this is when, Cornelius got a vision, and Christ and the angel showed him that he is to seek for one named Simon Peter in Joppa. Right? So it says in Acts chapter 10 verse 1, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. He saw in a vision evidently about the 9th hour of the day an angel of God coming into him, and said unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid, and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before God. And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. I'll stop right there. Now, right after Acts chapter 8, that's the stoning of Stephen. That's AD 31. Probation for the Jews closed in 1831 at the stoning of Stephen. For he looked up and saw Jesus standing at the right hand of his Father. And when Jesus is standing, he's not judging. He no longer is pleading. Right? But what I want to point out is that right after the probation closed for the Jews, God gave this confirmation to go out. The message is to go to the Gentiles. Right? And this is what happened in Acts chapter 10 here. This Gentile, Cornelius, he reverenced God. He keep his house in order. And he gave alms. That's just saying, he did good deeds. He did good, pleasing to God. Now, brethren, without Christ, we are nothing, And most importantly, when we separate ourselves from Christ, when we sin, because when Adam and Eve sinned, right, they brethren, they had no value anymore. But Christ died for us. Christ died for mankind, so that we could have life. We could have value. We could have worth. We were supposed to be cut off from food, breath, from air, from everything. But Christ died to give us these sustenance. Now my thing is, if when we sin and we separate from Christ, we have no worth, So, the thing about it is, if I am to go a place or I am to do something that displeases God, if I sin, I have no worth. I have no value. So then when I die a death of no value and no worth. Now Christ is saying to us, he told Paul, for it's better to be persecuted, to be in prison, to die for Christ, to do good for Christ, than to be persecuted for doing wrong or doing nothing good. So in the end, when we do these things, when we go these places, that doesn't please God, and if perchance we die, we are going to die a death of no value. And in the end, when we are resurrected in the second resurrection, if we are not saved, well then, it's really going to be of no value, because heaven is not a place for us. So brethren, God has given us life today. Through him we have worth, we have value. Why forfeit this for the things of this world? At the end of the day, we should say, take the world, but give me Jesus. Blessings.